The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more into the breach do we go, dear friends.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And what do we got out here? Man, you can hear the crickets out there in the market. We're off 3 points on the S&P cash. We got to a high of 2067 on the S&P cash. We're at now 2060, which is pretty much the lows of the day. Volume is under 2 billion shares. Again, volume creeping down. And, of course, we were waiting for Janet Yellen to speak, and we went right from waiting for Janet Yellen to speak to waiting for the jobs numbers tomorrow morning. And my guess is that we'll hurry up and wait for yet something else. As I said, pretty much this week, I was not expecting a big move in this market. I did not think that any equity plays had anything to offer me. And for the most part, I've got one option position that's going our way, and we'll see how that one plays out. But I have extremely little money at risk, and I will stay that way. I told one of our faithful listeners who emailed me this morning, I'm keeping my hands in my own pockets, something that a politician never does. And I don't know what else we can say about it out here. Very, very, very light volume. We've got a couple of double tops in the last couple of days on literally no volume. Actually, figuratively. I almost did that. I self-corrected. I almost said literally when I meant figuratively. Everybody says literally now. It's like being decimated. Everybody uses that wrong, too. Decimated means 1/10 off, not 90% off. But we all have to try to correct human language yet another day. In the meantime, I guess we might as well just get to history.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
And what else do we have going on out here in history today? It's 1999. Priceline.com goes public. And Mr. Shatner becomes a instant billionaire for the deal he signs. Of course, that deal did not work out so well, but on paper, Mr. Shatner had gone where very few actors had gone. In fact, no actor that I know of was worth more than $1 billion on paper. Well, he was this day in 1999, and it's priced at $16. The shares open up at $26.62, and at the close of the day, they're already $69. First day return of 331% for those lucky few that got into the offering price exactly a month later. The stock will hit $162. A mere year and a half later after that IPO, it's trading less than $5 a share. And as far as I can tell, other than the stocks that went public probably in 1985 with Intel and Microsoft and the first 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the Ciscos that all kind of went public in that early phase, very few of them were priced to leave anything now on the bone for actual investors. You better be a trader if you're trading these things. They're coming out at wild expectations, much like Priceline.com did. But of the companies that went public then, of the thousands that went public, you had 90, 95% haircuts into Priceline.com and Amazon. Once they made it through the desert, it was clear sailing to the upside once the market had turned for them. And I don't know what else you can say about it other than that. This day in 1999, you would have been a sucker to hold it above $162 and you would have been a sucker to buy it after that for more than around $5. What a haircut. Tesla, Elon Musk is due to unveil his Model 3, his first mass market car, at an evening event in the suburb of Hawthorne. It's an expected price tag of about $35,000. It's going to come in closer to compete more directly with the Acura, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and other luxury brands in the market today. It will come in about half the price of Tesla's current sedan, the Model S. Man, I have yet to see something that is so predictably the Titanic ready to hit the iceberg as Tesla. But much like iOmega, much like people in any kind of cult, there is very little out here that makes investors in Tesla question anything. In the Second World War, there were a lot of little islands out in the Pacific. And the Japanese and, of course, the Americans decided to island hop all over the Pacific. Basically, we had people that had never seen anything other than a wooden boat that was rowed, or maybe a sailboat, suddenly start seeing giant aircraft carriers, start seeing airplanes land on their tiny islands. And out of the side of these airplanes, nothing but huge amounts of things, radios, foods that they'd never heard of, things that tasted very delicious because, of course, they'd been on a small island where there wasn't any really farming, so they ate fish, maybe a few kind of tasty treats and coconuts, very limited diet. Anything would taste better. In fact, I was growing up in Hawaii in the 60s, and it was still the national dish was Spam because, of course, they had about 5 years or 10 years of Spam left over at the end of the Second World War. My point of the matter is that all these islanders who had no idea, never been to school, hardly spoke the language, got enough out of them, saw these Americans, saw these Japanese land with huge amounts of goods, and they got some. The Americans and the Japanese were nice enough to give away some stuff to just let these people go about their own business so they didn't have to bother with them. But the day came when the people, these foreigners, left their island. And guess what? No big airplanes landing anymore, nothing coming out, no ships really docking in their harbors anymore, throwing lots of good things like chocolate and Spam and all kinds of other good stuff. No voices coming out of boxes, no giant aerials. They'd all been taken down and taken away. So what did they do? They had no idea how actually any of this stuff worked. They just thought it was manna for heaven. It was God giving them exactly what they desired and what they needed. So what did they do? They started building out of wood, landing strips, airplanes, and other things, including landing towers for the airstrip, fake airstrips. They thought that just by putting all that stuff together, that God would come and throw stuff out of airplanes at them, but it was not to be. It's called the cargo cult, and that is when you don't know what you're dealing with. We'll be back in a minute.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Just to wrap this up, one thing, if you're ever trading, of course, is you need to know the business aspect, probably, of the stock you're trading, if you're trading it more than a few minutes. Like bubbles, we talked about on, was it Monday, about the South Sea bubble. That ran 10 years. You never know when the music's going to stop on these, but there are a few clues that always tell you when companies may have an issue. One of those is barriers to entry. What does Tesla have that no other car company can do to sell an electric car? The answer is nothing. The other thing is Tesla's distribution and dealer base. How much would it cost for them to actually have places where you can take it and get it servers, besides being very popular in a handful of cities? And other technologies. We've got Hyundai, Nissan, and Toyota all going with natural gas priced cars. And if natural gas hangs around $2 for a long time, that may be an incredibly easy way to power your car with fuel cells and natural gas, especially since there's no hour-and-a-half recharge. There also isn't replacing $25,000 worth of batteries in 4 or 5 years. You just pull up to the natural gas pump, hook it up, 2-3 minutes later, you're full. So I'm not saying that they can't be. I'm saying that probably the chances that Tesla exists at this price point in 3 years is probably less than 10%. That from past experience, guided by my judgment, and of course the fact that we're going to see a multitude of car companies have to sell some percentage of their cars as alternate fueled cars, like General Motors and Ford. We're going to see a bunch of these cars just literally pushed out on the American public, whether they want them or not. The downside of this is not pretty. The upside, of course, Tesla has the most expensive electric car. Mercedes-Benz will have 2 out to compete with it in the next 12 months. We also have one other issue, of course, and that is Tesla has made a great deal of its money by both federal and state subsidies. Many people in the California House and Senate have decided that they're tired of getting beat on by the public, saying, why are you giving a lot of money away to people that are paying 95 grand for cars? I'm towed here, and all I can afford is 15,000. Why don't you just cut that down? And within about 6 months, all of the California subsidies for those very expensive Tesla cars will go away. And of course, for the most part in the United States, I suspect that with the change of the next administration, there is a better than average chance that all of these subsidies will go away for alternate cars in budget cuts to come. But just a thought to think about. I know that this is musical chairs. I'm just wondering where the music stops. Other things going on of interest, just about nothing. We will start looking at charts right away. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. And I don't know what else we can say about it other than that. We'll look at some of the movers, but give me a call. This is a great day to do it. There's very little going on. We can take all the time in the world to explore what you may want to talk about. There was one person that did want me to talk about something yesterday and emailed me after the show's conclusion. And that was a article that he saw in Barron's about leveraged ETFs maybe going away. You know, I've seen this article, the same article. I'm wondering if that actually anything has changed in the last 3 years, because I've seen it every year. And maybe you've missed it, but I see this everywhere where triples are going to be removed. No one likes them. They affect the market too much. And guess what? A month goes by, 2 months goes by. All the people say that, yeah, we need to get rid of them. And the CTFT and the SEC all rub their hands violently, warm them up so that they're not cold, glad hand a few people. A lot of cash moves via the K Street lobbyists, and you don't hear anything again for another 8 to 12 months until it's time to shake down Wall Street once again. So I don't see anything of any difference that's changed in the last 3 years, other than it's election season. You see these kind of articles on all kinds of stuff. That is, Congress and or somebody is going to come after some particular business. Some are actual realities, like biotechs. More than not, though, it is a threat, and it is a threat that is on the other side that, if you grease our palms for this election, then maybe this thing goes away. It is nothing more than a protection racket, and why people don't like money in politics, money in politicians are 10 times worse. They need money to get elected, and they're more than willing to take money from literally anybody. But we shall move on. Okay. Oh, now let's get to some other stuff. I was looking, I got a couple more emails out here, but I don't think anything's going to happen anytime soon on those leverage ETFs. What else do we have out here? Peabody Energy. Let's get to, let me see if I can get to the movers out here. BTU, it's off 3 cents. No big deal out here. It may be tough finding any stock that's moving of any significance. Barclays, it was off a little bit bigger today. It was up a big 60. I'm trying to find anything literally that's moving. We'll find something out here. It may be whack-a-mole. It may be tough, but we will find something that's moving out here. Okay, Movado. I've got a Movado watch somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. Movado is up off 8% today at 27.83. And let's go back to my other list here so I can see the volume. Volume is 629,000 shares. So you got some fairly decent volume out here. That takes you back down to these gaps at 27 to 26 bucks. volume on that first gap, which is on the 4th, is what? Hard to tell. Out here, what's update? What's the Movado? 2780. Okay, so you're still not into that gap. You're back into the candle of the 24th of February that had 100,000 shares. We've got 600,000 shares already, so no big deal there. Man, I mean, these things maybe had some movement earlier in the day, but no volume and no movement. MU tried to go down and test $10 today. I don't see a lot of action in that either. It bounced off the $10 mark, $10.01, with 34 million shares so far. Well, we'll look. We'll find something. If we have to get a stick and poke this market, we'll get something that's moving to talk about. I've got a whole bunch of stocks that are up at highs with no volume. We'll get into those too. We'll be back in a minute.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back. I'm going to look at a few Gartley patterns here. These things may set up into Monday after fund buying is over, maybe Tuesday. Right now, we've got no volume. And if you are a bear, you're thinking that the market rolls over Monday or Tuesday. If you're a bull, you think that the market takes off tomorrow on some kind of job numbers that is the three bears porridge just right. Not too hot, make the Fed raise rates. Not too cold, make you think that the world's falling off the edge of the universe. We'll look at some Gartley patterns. Linear technology has a fairly nice standard bearish 222 Gartley setting up here. I really like the C to D energy on this. You had a couple of days that really didn't go anywhere. One on a huge down day of about 10 million shares back on the 1st of March, and then the next day also 14 million shares. This thing has really had the kind of light volume that the market has had. It's done at 86% retrace. It's off 23 cents today. But a lot of these stocks kind of setting up with very little energy on the right-hand side of these charts. Potash, PCH, or Potlatch. I want to say Potash. It's a Potlatch, PCH. And it's off 11 cents. No big deal out here. A little bit better movement out here in the C to D leg of this one. But the last few days, again, not a whole lot. It's off 11 cents today. A lot of these just getting a couple of dojis out here. And, of course, if you spent any time around technical analysis, most traders will think that you get this far and you see a couple of dojis. It is one of two things. It is either a top and a reversal signal, or the halfway move in this, and you're getting a monster up leg in that stock. So we don't get one more. If we have one more day that goes sideways on Potlatch, I think you'd have to be more on the bearish side than the bullish side of this. Normally you get one, maybe two dojis that say center or midpoint. You get three, that's normally the sign that there is some kind of bigger weakness in whatever you're looking at. What else do we have out here? Oh, did we look at LLTC? Yeah, I think we did. Linear Technologies. This one's much weaker in the C to D, but just about everything you're looking for. Pop on light volume, but we already looked at that. Let's look at some other stuff here. I've got all kinds of stuff to look at. We will get to it in a minute. Just let me find it. Wanted to look at some of these. Of course, is Microsoft on my list? No, McDonald's was. Let's take a quick look at that, because why I don't trade McDonald's, I do think that it does have the ability to give us at least some kind of signal. Seeing a few of these stocks out here with very vaporous signals. In McDonald's, what you want to be looking at is the February 1st high, 124.83 with 10 million shares. Yesterday, we got into that with half that, 5 million shares. We are up even higher today. Right now, 3.3 million shares, and it's off 2 cents. But it did get to 126.96, so a little bit higher than we're showing on the chart right now. But again, just up a penny. And I guess we're back to about the 10 a.m. lows in McDonald's. Not that it's a big move. It's just everything that tells me that this is the kind of stock that and movement out here that is extremely weak at highs. You do not like to see that if you are bullish. MPWR, what's this? Monolithic Power Systems. Well, maybe they're not the 2001 monolith, but they are monolithic, and they are back to their gap with light volume again. What's the symbol on this? MPWR. On this, it's up 91 cents today at 93.46. Got to high 63.42. Hate to scare anybody that might be in the stock. Up 87 cents, which is about 1.5%. But you're back into this gap down that came down on high volume. It's the 4th of January with 351,000 shares, about 110,000 shares so far is what I am showing. And again, you're basically filling a lot of these gaps that came out of that either the 4th, 5th, 6th, or sometimes even December 29th, when some of these things started getting weak. Now, one of the things that you have to look at is the high volume low. You spiked it again on million shares on January 25th, and that would suggest that it is going to get back down to this 55.05 level from that February 25th low. Microsoft, it's got its big deal going on today. But to tell you the truth, a lot of it is very inside baseball, SFT. And by inside baseball, I mean the stuff that they're talking about at their programmers and developers conference has a lot of stuff to do with stuff that I like, but probably little or nothing to do with what even matters a hoot or a hill of beans or any of those other colloquialisms to you. Now, yesterday we spiked this fairly hard with about a fourth of the volume. And what I'm talking about is this 55.09 spike from February 1st with 83 million shares. Got into it yesterday with 23 million shares. We're up 11 since today with 14 million shares. As I'm saying, you got zero for volume. And normally I would say, okay, you got no volume up here. Let's see what happens. But, man, I just want to hold my breath for another day or two for fund buying to be over, just to make sure. I would not put it beyond the scope of reason to see every fund manager come in and wait until Monday, spike it, and then that's it. But there are a few things as bearish as coming in to the last day of the month and having zero, nada, bumpkus. I'm going to find about 20 other things for volume out here. Currently, we have 2.11 billion shares, which is about 400 or 500 million shares light at the same time from yesterday. So if it gives you how quiet it is, it looks like on the options run rate, we will be below what Monday's option run rate was, which means that again, we're going to have yet another record that goes back years for the lightest option volume movement and share actual contracts traded. So we are in an incredibly light and vaporous marketplace. If you are making any bets out here, I would suspect that you want to have extremely limited risk. And I would suggest that if you are making some play for tomorrow, maybe even options expiring for tomorrow would be the way to play it for one day. I don't want to put a lot of money at risk. I want to make a lot of money. But I'm not going to put a lot of money down for a 2% move or a 1% move tomorrow on possibly good jobs. We'll be back in a minute.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
If you're looking to discover a new financial resource and diversify your financial portfolio, consider the new Market Safe Commodity Solution CD from Everbank. This 5-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 8 equally weighted commodities, including WTI crude oil, gold, silver, copper, nickel, soybeans, corn, and sugar, in one powerful CD. With annual pricing caps of 70% per component, you could earn up to 70% upside payment at maturity if the commodities increase in value across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this indexed CD. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this financial resource designed to grow with the times. The April 14th funding deadline is quickly approaching, so hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And I've been IMing Andrew Heck, who will come on at 5 o'clock tonight. And I told him I would pimp his podcast. Yes, I would. Anyway, we've been talking the last couple of days. He's doing his quarter update on commodities, and I wanted to let you know that this was an extra special commodities podcast for you tonight at 5, and that you should attend, or he will beat you above the head and shoulders. But always good. I see him grinding away. He says he's been grinding away at numbers for the last 2 days under a hot lamp to get everything he can for you, and that if there was only one commodities podcast that you listen to today, it should be his. Anyway, what else do we have going on? We're looking at other stocks. Net sweep out here. Again, not a lot moving, so we will take a quick podcast, but certainly no kind of volume. Oh, yes, Andy. Yes, when I pimp your podcast, I pimp it. The gap down is the 5th of February on Netflix, NetSuite, excuse me. Symbol is M. This thing came down on monstrous volume of the 5th of February, 2.7 million shares. What do we have today? 174,000 shares. We're up 82 cents at 68.22, and I don't know what else you can say about it other than that. But that's it. I mean, we're back 68.21. You're in that move. I don't think that there's anything else that you can really say about it. I mean, just energy from this February 16th low just stinks. But you've come back up into the gap in this, and a pretty good indication that even if the market was going higher, you've probably made to get any kind of higher price out of this maybe as hard as getting blood out of a rock. I think that's biblical. I'm on a roll today. New Jersey Resources Company. I have no idea what these guys do. It sounds like some kind of, not Godfather, but yeah, it could be Godfather. It could be anything. I was thinking Wise Guys, all the other stuff. It's no waste energy on this one. It is an energy services holding company, provides regulated gas distribution, retail and wholesale energy services. No waste management, no garbage collection up there in the Northeast run by the mob. It has nothing to do with that. Natural gas distribution, energy services, clean energy ventures. But I digress. NJR is the symbol on this guy. Waste management, yeah. All I can think of is, what was trying to think of was The Sopranos, because he always told everybody he was in waste management. And I remember I actually said that to one girl I met once that ended up being my girlfriend. And of course, I had nothing to do with waste management. And everybody was sure I had something to do with the mob for about the first week in her family. What do we have out here? 341,000 shares today, up a nickel, which is a lot of nothing. But you need 920,000 shares. What do we got here? 341,000 shares. You can hear the crickets, but normally you want to give maybe about 3 days up at highs with no volume. A lot of times these things will hang out. And like I said, everybody's hoping for the perfect number tomorrow. Maybe you get it. Normally what you will have up at these highs is a lot of shorting. Of course, I work very hard at working out a model for shorts. And one thing we don't have is anybody shorting this market. One of the reasons why I think it's so incredibly dangerous to have money at risk here, either short or long. On the long side, I just don't think that there's that much money to the upside. And a possible risk to the downside if any kind of bad news came out is monstrous, just like it was January 1st. The reason why the shorts have left the building, they are in Elvis's cab headed back to the hotel. What else do we have out here? Surgical Care Affiliates, SCAI. Interesting stock. Let's take a quick look. SCAI. We got anything in this? Surgical Care Affiliates, SCAI. Down 15 cents, 160,000 shares. This thing basically has been beating against this $45 level, and volume falls out. Biggest day was 850,000 shares on a spike of February 16th. We went through it yesterday with 300,000 shares, or actually on the 29th of 300,000 shares, 282,000 shares yesterday, 160,000 shares today. As we can say, if these things do not break out some of the weakest patterns that we've seen in years for a great deal. I've been hoping that the SOX, I've got to sneeze. And I muted it, although now I have to clean my microphone. Anyway, Surgical Care Affiliates. Oh, whatever. Now we're on to the SOX. Let's get on to that. Off 35 cents today, went to 95.02, so it still hasn't gone up to that. My guess is that you are close enough that you'd want to see this December 3rd high tagged. That had $93.92 on it, with 610,000 shares on the SOX. What do we have on the on the 30th? We had 230,000 shares. Today we've got 104,000 shares. Just not a lot going on here. Energy was just ever so slightly less on the February 11th low to this high compared to the December 3rd high down to the January 20th low. You had a kind of a W pattern. I dislike that the leg down from that February 1st to February 11th had more energy than the bounce. And you got a couple of gaps down here. It looks to me like just bigger trading range is in a bigger move. I had a lot of questions, or I had at least one question earlier in the week about Swift transportation. I didn't think that there was a lot of gas left in the tank. See what I did with that one? Oh, I snuck right in there. Up 12 cents today, 18.51. We've got 1.1 million shares. Yesterday, you had 2.3 million shares. Today, before 1.4 million shares. You had 2.5 million shares on the 21st, but you were going up against this high, which is the 1829 high, February 23rd, that had 4.4 million shares at the highest of the volume. There just isn't a lot moving along on the right-hand side of most any of these charts. Teradyne, and I always think that these are the guys that used to make the water pick. but I don't think they are. Oh, we're going to a break. I will look this up. But another weak sister out here with very weak volume. Very wimpy volume.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Yeah, I was thinking of Teledyne. You know, it's amazing how many commercials I saw for that water pick. And all I can think of is Teledyne water pick. But this is Teradyne. But it's amazing how ads get to you. I saw a study of people that are 50 years old. And although this commercial is not run for over 30 or almost 30 years ago, everybody can complete. 90% of people 50 years old in the United States can complete. It tastes good like and everybody knows a cigarette should. Amazing power of repetitive advertisements. And yeah, I guess I had one of the water picks for a long time. I remember it because I had the braces. Only way to blow the food out. Anyway, this company designs, develops, manufactures, and sells automatic test equipment worldwide. It's semiconductor test equipment, designs, manufactures, sells, and supports semiconductor test Products. And I probably know them. I've just forgot about it a long time ago. But it is up testing its December 23rd high that had 1.7 million shares. This thing had a huge spike reversal day on the 28th with 7 million shares. But just figuring this thing's up testing this December 23rd high that had 1.7 million shares with 1 million shares yesterday, and virtually no volume today and no movement either. A lot of these stocks are just hanging out here like a nice, let's call it a 89-mile-an-hour fastball right across the plate, just tempting us, just asking us to go short some of these things. But nay, I say we must wait for fund buying and some job numbers. These stocks can hang out for a couple of days out here again, and I think maybe either Friday or Monday gives us a much better view of really what's happening in this market. Although if you want to say that all you look at is in the charts, there are a lot of stocks out here that are incredibly vulnerable to what's going on. Thor Industries, which is, of course, the company that makes all kinds of mobile land yachts, towable recreational vehicles, including, not limited to, Airstream, Classic Sports, Flying Clouds, Land Yachts, Eddie Bauer. It's got all kinds of stuff. Sun Trail, Sundance, Elk Ridge, Trail Runner. I think we must have 100 different brands out here, but they all are towable or drivable things out here to go on camping trips. This was up here at the high, which is the December 1st high at 62.99. Had 1.3 million shares. Yesterday we had 400,000 shares. Day before, 500,000 shares. Let's just check in with this one real quick. THO. And up 16 cents on 200,000 shares. So just a lot of these things just hanging out here. There isn't a lot of movement. We'll probably see some in the jobs numbers tomorrow. Fund buying still kind of dribbles on into Monday and Tuesday. We might be finding a lot of these fund managers just willing to stand back and wait until Monday and Tuesday to put some in. But my guess is that Monday, Tuesday, we're going to see as good as it gets with any cash that's coming into this market. After that, you've got to say, what's going on? What's going to be the impetus for more people to start pushing money into this market? They didn't do it this week so far, anyway. We'll be here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Thanks for the emails. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.